Welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com. Well, we made it to the segment called Garage Ed, and this time it's all about the ABS, anti-lock braking system. What's it all about? How does it work? Well, it's pretty complex, but you know what? You can take a look at this graphic here. It tells you everything about it. Yes, you have your base brake system. Remember, I like to think of it an enhancement to like windows. You have power windows, but you still have a crank window there. So you have your base brake system, but on top of it, you have an anti-lock braking system, which basically helps you stop at a controlled manner. Maybe not a shorter distance, but a controlled manner. And that's huge. It's a ginormous safety innovation, and man, it works great. How does it work? Well, that's the whole key. Check this out, a trainer right here for your viewing, man. I actually can run these wheel speeds. This is wheels, and then each one of these was going to represent a wheel speed sensor. Your car could have 3, it could have 4, but here's the deal. When it starts, we turn it on, they start to spin. Well, what's going on? The computer's actually watching the speed of each one of these wheels. One of these wheels start to approach lockup, or one of these wheels actually lock up, the computer's going to take over. He's going to take control of that wheel. When he takes control of that wheel, well, guess what? He's going to do one or 3 things. He's either going to pressure hold, he's going to pressure increase, and pressure decrease, and I can show you that as well. This is a ABS unit right here that actually has the little pistons and the solenoids in it cut away. So what I'm going to show you is, if we want to take pressure away, the motor will wind the piston back and it'll drop down. We'll focus on this one right here. As it drops down, you created a void there, so that took some fluid pressure away from the wheel, and if the fluid pressure left the wheel, well, then it's going to release and it's going to start to spin. Now, once it starts to spin again, if it's going too fast in the other wheels, we can always pressure increase. So I can dial up the computer. He's going to do it this way, take the pressure, and start to increase the pressure. Now, when he gets to where he thinks it's perfect, he'll come back, stop right there, and hold. So we can hold, increase, or decrease pressure. How does he know how to do it? Well, that's cool. And this is something you can do right out in the driveway. You can check a wheel speed sensor. I have one right here. This is an integral wheel speed sensor, and we can check it for a couple things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a voltmeter, and I have some leads actually tied into it right here. So I'm just going to take a voltmeter, and what I'm going to do is I'll leave these leads in there. I'm going to take them, undo them. Now you can just stick those on. I'm just making this for ease sake because I can spin it by myself. And we'll come over and we'll connect it. Now that's an actual wire of windings in there that creates magnetic induction as it spins around. So you can see right there we have a ohm reading. Okay, so you have an ohm reading. Follow your service manuals. They're a little bit different, but it should have a connection in and out. If it's OL, it's open. It's not any good to begin with. Now, perhaps you have a variation in speed problems. One of them's not reading correctly. Here's another thing you can do. You can switch it over to AC volts. It's an AC volt generator. Take a look at this graphic. You see you got the 0 volts. Well, what's happening as it's spinning, yes, it's producing AC, alternating current. Not a lot of that on a car, but definitely on a wheel speed sensor. It's going to go up positive, and then it's going to come back negative. Up positive, go back negative. And I can actually show it to you. You see the voltage right there? If I pick it up and I start spinning it, check that out. There's no wire source whatsoever, and I'm generating the voltage. So as your car spins, you got a little voltage generator going on, and you're watching the wheels. 45, 45, 45, 45. Everybody's happy. ABS is not in play. I'm going down the road. 45, 45, 45, 35, 25, 10. It knows this one's starting to lock up. It takes and isolates that wheel. Remember, pressure hold, increase, and decrease. Bam, you're back down the road. And it'll continue to, 2 things happen. Either the car stops or you release the brake pedal. So ABS is complex, but you know what? You can go out there and fix it. And also at rockauto.com, they have all these different parts, the wheel speed sensors, the units, the solenoids. You can have an integral unit that looks like this, one big unit, or you can have, this is actually an old Delphi 7. This is a non-integral unit, or Delphi 6. Boy, they just keep changing them every year. So you can change them as you go. This one actually detaches from the master cylinder, and you got a ginormous motor pack right here. But it's non-integral. Your master cylinder's there. So even if you had a master cylinder problem, you're still going to have to deal with ABS. You know what? I am so excited for next week. We are going to take your questions. Dave and I are going to go on a little ride and take your questions that you've been writing in through the whole season. So you don't want to miss next week. But stick around. There's plenty more Tech Garage brought to you by rockauto.com.